go, fool.
Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
I hope y'all can hear me. My apologies if I'm late, but I hope y'all can hear me. It says y'all can hear me, so that's good. All right. How is everybody feeling? Is everybody okay? This was a lot. Okay, I just got done crying. This was a lot. This was extremely emotional. I will say this. WWE did a very good job of presenting the other talent, continuing storylines, and really showcasing the NXT and TNA talent very, very well. They did an excellent job with that. I'm okay. I am happy that John was able to do what he wanted on his terms, and I'm happy he went out the way he felt like was best for him. I know the crowd wasn't happy. They were very vocal about that. Um, but yeah, it's been a it's been a wild ride. It was a wonderful tribute to John Cena and his work ethic. The video at the end was incredible. They did an amazing job with giving him exactly what he wanted for his retirement. And it was just a great match, a great show, and just a good showcase of what WWE can do for the future. And it was just great. It was really, really good. Not you need to smoke. Oh, thank you, Alexis. I'm okay though. If I missed your phone call, it's probably because I was recording and I was still watching it. Um, yeah, I was still watching the show when you called. That's probably why I didn't get it. Yeah, I was in the middle of the show when you called, but I'm okay. Yeah, when he came out, that was when the tears began to fall. But before we get into Johnny, let's get into the rest of the show. They started off with these two, and for the most part, what they did was showcase Obafemi in the greatest way, and they also put both men over without having to suffer a pinfall. And I think that was an excellent way to end the match, and it was a good way to keep everything going. Cody got busted open. Obafemi was whooping Cody's ass. If Oba is coming to the main roster, I think he'll be there sooner rather than later. My time estimation for Obafemi is sometime around either after New Year's Evil, or it will be after Stand and Deliver by next year. I say right before WrestleMania, Obafemi will be pulled from NXT's roster and he will officially be on SmackDown. I guarantee that SmackDown will be his new home. With all that being said, he did an excellent job at being who he is, the ruler. He came out there with unbridled aggression. He went after Cody like it was his last meal, and he took him down piece by piece. Cody barely was able to get any offense going up against Obafemi. And then we had this gnarly European uppercut over the announcer's table that was just brutal. Cody ended up getting cut on his ear. It was insane to watch. It was insane. But I will say this: like I said, they ended the match correctly. Nobody had to suffer a pin. This would have gave Cody a little bit of a downgrade if he did, and it would have given Obafemi a little bit of a shaken foundation if he lost as well. So both men came out completely unscathed. Drew McIntyre is the one who suffered the most fate. He got attacked by both Cody and Obafemi for interrupting the match and attacking Cody Rhodes. And this is how that match ended. It was an excellent way to end it. I know a lot of people hated the finish, but to me, this was the best way to keep Cody pristine, but also make Obafemi look like a menacing threat to the title once he comes to the main roster. And they did a good job of doing that. Let's get to Soul Ruka because Soul, baby, listen, if nobody does anything, when y'all clip my videos, make sure you clip this. Soul Ruka did an excellent job in this match against Bayley. Bayley is the more traditional style wrestler. There's very few high-flying pieces that Bayley is going to give you besides the elbow off the top rope. But she was able to contend with Soul Ruka. But Soul has so much offense with her gymnastics background, her agility, and her athletic ability. There was very few things that Bayley could do to combat what she was capable of. She was able to come out of that rose plant on a one-handed stand. She was able to hit Bayley with a cartwheel DDT off the top ropes. Okay, it was nuts. She hit her soul snatcher. And not only that, but even in the midst of minor botches on Bailey's part now in this match, so Ruka was able to recover and keep the match at the momentum that it was paced at. She didn't flinch, she didn't falter, and her ring awareness was impeccable. I am so proud of her and everything that she's been able to do. It was a clean match for the most part. Like I said, there were minor botches. A lot of the botches had to do with Bailey not being set like she was supposed to. And then there was one with Soul where there was just a little bit of a trip up. But it wasn't anything too over the top because those women were able to recover in real time and keep the pacing of the match. It was very, very, very good. So Ruka picked up the win against Bailey. She looked great. Bailey was happy for her. She smiled once she got the pin. But after it was over, each match after it was over, they all did John Cena's salute and gave their respects to the greatest of all time. With that being said, my favorite match of the night was this tag team match. Leon Slater and Javon Evans are magic in the ring together. And going up against two people like AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, it was a recipe for something great. And they did a wonderful job. One, at showcasing the younger talent and giving them the space and the opportunity to really show what they were capable of. And two, allowing AJ Styles and Dragon Lee to be able to contend with the younger talent. AJ Styles' speed in that ring is insane. Okay, the strikes he gave to Javon Evans, the amount of high flying he was able to get off. He had a botch as well, which looked really bad. It looked worse than it was. But again, there was a botch. It wasn't something that they just stood there and watched. Leon Slater knew what the next move was. He moved in and kept the pacing of the match so it didn't lose its momentum. And that's how you're supposed to go. You're supposed to keep things going. Unless he's injured and hurt, everything is supposed to have some flow. And it did. They did a wonderful job at maintaining that. There were some other minor hiccups, but nothing that was too crazy. Overall, it was a wonderful matchup between these four men, but the tag team champions were able to get the drop on the Young OG and Leon Slater, unfortunately. With that being said, there was a segment in between the final match of the night with The Miz. He was tired of being overlooked. So R-Truth came down and decided to reveal who the true opponent was supposed to be for LA Knight on SmackDown in the second round of the Last Time Is Now tournament. And that person was none other than Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry was supposed to face off against LA Knight. Well, instead of him facing off against LA Knight, he got to go in the ring and beat up on The Miz, who was having a temper tantrum from being removed from this final tour of John Cena's. Well, he suffered a fate that only few can say they've been able to survive, and that is a double helping of Joe Hendry and R-Truth. It was quite funny, very campy and cute, and it played on the strength of John Cena being a fun, loving guy, and I like the fact that they incorporated everything into this show. Now, a lot of people were upset, especially the fans in DC, watching this match because of John Cena actually tapping out. We know John Cena would never give up, but seeing as how it was his last match, I don't see how you could have thought that he wouldn't tap out. The smile on his face while Gunther was choking him out led to this light tap, to which the match ended and Gunther walked away the victor. And everybody either was crying or they were pissed. The fans booed Triple H relentlessly. And to be fair, you can't blame Triple H for an ending that the champ or the greatest of all time wanted. Okay? So this time, let Uncle Trip Trip breathe. John Cena has left the ring the way that he wanted to leave. And that's all that matters. He left his shoes in the ring, which is tradition for most wrestlers who are able-bodied to retire. And now it's murder, she wrote. John Cena has had his final in-ring career match, and he'll never wrestle again. Hello, Danny. I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, I love John Cena. I know John Cena has his faults, and I know some people are not the biggest fan of him, and I understand. But at the same time, like when I got back into wrestling, because some of y'all don't know, but I started watching wrestling when I was 8. I was very young, and then around the late 90s, early 2000s, I stopped. So I'd say like 97, 98 is when I was checking out of wrestling. So I hadn't seen it. Um, and then, and then we got cable back. Yeah, I'm finished with that, baby. We got cable back, and we kept it. Because sometimes when you broke, the cable go in and out, child. Some weeks you have cable, then the next month they say, well, I can't pay that bill. I'm not gonna be able to pay that. That's a luxury. So you ain't got it. Okay. So there was just a big break in between there. And then around 2002 is when I got back into wrestling. And I was able to watch it again because SmackDown came on UPN at that time, if I recall, which here in Cleveland, it was 43. They didn't move SmackDown to the CW until some years later. But SmackDown came on network television. So I didn't have to have cable to watch SmackDown. I never really got the opportunity to watch Raw because, again, we was poor. Okay. So I was watching SmackDown one night, and it was the night that Kurt Angle had said that anybody who wanted to come out and wrestle him, he would take on anybody. And that was in 2003 when John Cena showed up. And I remember seeing him come out. He looked like a call coming out. And I was like, who is this? And I just sat here and I watched. And I'm like, I see something in him. I hope that whatever it is, that he becomes great enough to stick around. Because during that time, people were getting fired left and right. Nobody was staying. There were people who were like booked and busy getting fired. So seeing him come out and have that moment, I said, okay, let's see where it goes. I kept watching, and every week he would come out and he would fight Kurt Angle, and we found ourselves rooting for him more and more and more. And as time progressed, John Cena became a bigger name. And then the Doctor of Thugonomics came about. And when the Doctor of Thugonomics came about, I was fully engulfed into John Cena by then. Um, from 2004 to the early to mid 2010s, I was a John Cena girl. I had a John Cena poster in my house at my home. I had one on the back of the door at my grandmother's house. My dad, for my birthday one year, he got me a toy belt, the spinner belt. I still have that belt. Don't I still have that belt somewhere?
Yeah. Okay.
I have that belt. What is it? Okay. I still have that belt somewhere. Um, I uh, I fell in love with wrestling again because of him. So 20 some odd years later, we're sitting here watching him retire. Um, it's a little surreal for me. So it's never goodbye. because we're always gonna see it somewhere. But I'm never gonna see my favorite in the ring again. But I will be able to say that I got to see it, that I was here to watch it. And the funny thing about it, it really makes it like even more um, great, is my niece. My niece fell in love with wrestling because of me. And she was at home with her mom watching John Cena's final match. So I've created another monster. So it's always gonna be a thank you Cena for me. Not to mention he follows me on Twitter, so no lie, it's serious. I ended up finding that shit out on a humbug. I was like, John Cena gotta be a parody account. Okay, and then I looked at it and it was legit John Cena. I said, oh, okay, that's great. Love that for me. The only thing I regret is I never got to see him wrestle live, and I didn't go on his final tour. But it's a full circle moment because it started off in 2003. I was sitting on the couch watching wrestling, and now it's 2025, and I'm still sitting down watching wrestling. So God knows. He was my favorite. He's always going to be my favorite, flaws and all. And it's just a thank you seeing the moment. And I hope that with the next generation of fans who watch it, they get to watch their favorites retire too. Because I would rather you watch them retire than to wake up one day and know that they're just gone. They didn't have the opportunity to go out the way they wanted to go out, to leave their boots in the ring, to thank their fans for the hard work and the sacrifices that they did. Wrestling is our escapism. We often forget that our escapism is often presented by human beings who are heavily flawed, they're not perfect, but at the end of the day, they are entertaining us with their bodies, with their athleticism, with their time. They all have families. And that's a level of respect that we have to learn to give them at all times. So with that being said, I'm going to go. I hope that y'all enjoyed John Cena's final match. And I hope y'all enjoyed Saturday Night Main Event. There are some shows coming up within the next couple of weeks, which most of those shows for SmackDown, Raw, and for NXT, those shows are probably going to be pre-taped, so the superstars can have time off. Please, please, please watch it and enjoy wrestling. Let's just, for the last of this year, with everything going on, let's just enjoy the show and not cause any problems. We still gonna talk shit about it. We're gonna do what we always do, but we just gonna let wrestling be the escapism that it's supposed to be. If you missed it, there's an analysis up on my page currently right now talking about the Masked Man and who it could be. Now, if you prefer for a short, because you don't want to listen to me ramble for 10 minutes, I totally understand. I will put up a short in 3 minutes, a 3 minute short for you guys that will detail each person, the athleticism, and who I think it really is. I'll put that up later on tonight. And again, I haven't forgotten the rest of each episode just has to be edited again. And I have to put an intro on so you guys can see it. And then we'll move into some other stuff. But John Cena is done wrestling. That doesn't mean he's gone. He's just done wrestling. So thank you, Cena. I will see you guys next time. We'll be back on Monday with our regularly scheduled programming, all the drama and bullshit that we normally get into. We're going to get into that. And I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the year with wrestling. All right? I got to go before I start crying again. Not your zaddy, please. Please stop. I'm leaving before God say something else. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.